modern day, you say somebody like rest in peace, Extinction, they say that guy never left his house. They say he made his music, press play in the computer, was getting rich off of streams and everything. They say he never even left his house. You got artists out here now.
That shows the marginal gap of from you having to put up, actually put the glue on the back of the promo shits and put them up yourself, to being able to make millions of dollars without even leaving the crib is incredible.
It's beyond incredible. And so the only thing I say that's not right with that is
You're missing touching the people.
Yes. You don't touch the people. You don't create. So every time I put out an album, I went on something they used to call a promo tour. I hated it because you went out there to go for free, but it ain't nothing like meeting, like, you know, you go out to San Francisco, you see Vaughn and Sway and all these guys, and then you go to LA and you create a relationship with Felly Fell and Big Boy and
Baker Brothers,
Cruz,
the Baker Boys.
Yeah, remember the Baker Boys?
Yeah, Baker Boys.
They the first syndicated crew. They was the first syndicated. So you go around and you meet all these Cosmic Cavs and all these guys, and then when you put out a record that I call a strip, it's one thing they support you with a hit, but when you put out a record that's like struggling,
and you need
that's when them guys,
they kick in.
That relationship kick in, and they start playing your shit, and then if it deserved to blow, then it'll blow. And so that's what I think the youth is missing, that communication with actual people that can help you when you're struggling. You know, because
I never, it's a push of a button.
I never get involved with, like, when people tell me, yo, why you don't tell these young kids, these rappers, why you don't this? I be like, okay, so the numbers are, to discourage you, the numbers are 1 out of maybe 10 million people actually make it in rap music. So could you?
I think you botching the numbers.
All right, so what's the number? What do you think is the number?
It's 53 new rappers every day.
Who's
they
successful?
let 3 of them blow.
Nah, not every day. You very confused.
Right now, opposed to, dog, it's artists out here making money that we never gonna hear. You're never gonna hear of.
Yes, but
they successful.
Yeah, but it's hard though. It's not what you think. You think
but it's
anybody
still not the numbers you just
How
said.
many guys?
You said numbers that's harder than the NBA. You know it's easier to hit the lotto than to make it to the NBA. You just made the rap numbers harder than both of them shits.
Well, rap numbers is that hard to be really successful.
Hell, it's not hard to
You know how many guys are 40 years old on a couch?
Successful.
You know how many, everybody raps and somebody dies and they be like, yo, rapper Whoppy Wop. He was a rapper, he got killed in Brooklyn today. No, we don't know this guy.
Whoppy Wop.
Just because he made a demo, he's a rapper now? You know, I'm talking about successful. Every year we could think, what, a Sexy Red? Who was the most successful rapper last year? Who was the first? Who was the newest rapper successful? Glorilla blew up, but she was already out. I'm trying to say.
She had a great year last year. Sexy.
Yep. Sexy Red too, but who just came out that's successful? We can name maybe 1 to 3 that's really making money, that's really successful. Who?
Lotto, Glorilla.
Lotto been out since she was 12 rapping on a show. But let's think, she put in the work and she deserves it. What I'm saying to you is, like, there gotta be 1 million something plus girls trying to rap. And they made it. And so what I'm trying to tell you is that the odds are very, very, very discouraging. You got guys, just because your crew is selling you nice, just because, you know, you got guys, you got grown men who refuse to get a 9 to 5 and they sleeping on their couch at 44 with 3 kids and they baby mama working and they out here talking about they're gonna rap. If you ain't getting paid to do a show, if you ain't got no real people streaming your shit, you are not successful. You understand? So what I'm trying to tell you is that this is harder than you think. Everybody and their mother think they can rap and be successful. It does not work like that.
No, it ain't that easy, but it ain't as hard as when we had to. It's not as hard. They don't got to go through the shit.
No. I agree. This reminds me of the classic interview that Cali had with Cali. I think he was with Ebro and them where he started spazzing. You know how hard it was to get on and this and this and that? It was hard back in the day. It was almost impossible.
Everything was hands-on.
And now I get what you're saying with a press of a button, you could be successful. A lot of people who did that, but there's a lot of people rapping thinking they're going to make it and they never make it. Most people never make it. And it's very similar to the NBA. Is that the numbers are very similar to the NBA. Now, we ain't discouraging you. I'm just trying to give you need the plan A and the plan B. You know, especially if you know it's not working. Because another thing, let me tell you something. This game, the entertainment business is off momentum. That's why I got a little upset because we came out the box #1 in the country, you know, Apple Music, and then I had to go on vacation. It was set up ahead of time. I know that when you got momentum, you got to keep your foot on their neck. That's the way the game works. You know how many artists we seen come out and get hype at the beginning, you think they're gonna blow, and then they lost that, and then for years, they keep trying to come back to get, once you got that momentum, you gotta stay your foot on their neck and keep that momentum going. Think about that. How many rappers, you could easily think about how many rappers caught a buzz. I don't know if it was their work ethic. I don't know if they couldn't deliver the record, because I remember 50 Cent killing the mixtapes and all that. And then when I heard, go, shorty, I knew, holy shit, the man here. No, he delivered. He created the hype and then dropped a motherfucking monsoon or tsunami on their ass. Now, that's not all rappers. You know how many rappers created some type of hype and then dropped the ball when it was time to let the single go?
They also they blocked it. You can't borrow people's beats. How 50 was taking shits and making his own songs and destroying shit. They blocked that. So we got to be mindful of what they doing out here.
I could tell you what
Even
happened.
that mixtape you had, that was crazy that they took that shit off after 1 hour.
Yo, my man, they try to sue me 10 different ways. It was like the Prince estate, Michael Jackson estate, this. I put out a mixtape. The shit was hard. I actually concentrated on that mixtape almost like an album. I took that shit serious. I dropped that shit in 1 hour. They was like, yo, it came like, and why is that? Why Fat Joe can't make a mixtape? No.
Nobody can. They blocking that shit.
No, that shit came cease and desist. Prince, the Bee Gees, the Diss, the Total, every beat. Yes, I used the biggest beats, but it was a mixtape. I'm telling everybody, it's a mixtape. I'm trying to get it going. They shut my shit down so fast. Yo, I must have had so much high blood pressure.
Yo.
No. I drove.
It put your pressure up.
When I drove from the Lower East Side to the Bronx, I had like 9 pending lawsuits. Like, his shit was coming like it was the same lawyer. They was like, hey, Joe, just to let you know, the BG said, you know better, they're going to sue. The next thing, Prince Estate is saying they want damages, they're going to sue. The shit just kept coming off a mixtape. It just, and look, he telling you, all these mixtapes everybody did. Fat Joe did one. And man, when I tell you, the rules were different. They shut that shit down. I never heard the mixtape again. How about that? I never heard the mixtape again. Yo, I'm telling you. I never heard the mixtape again. They shut that shit down.
They erased it from your hard drive.
Yo, they moved that shit. I was so scared after that shit. I said, yo.
You see?
9 lawsuits.
Or you can just go in the stew, borrow anybody's beat, put it out, create a buzz, you good. Now, that shit will last for 13 minutes.
Now I'm fucking over there. I'm in San Tropez. They playing all type of EDM shit. And then when you go on the Spotify, they call it a mixtape.
You see?
They took the They took the Yalla.
They took the Yalla.
No, they took the Yalla. Right now, the language on Spotify or Apple or whatever is like, yo, the mixtape. And
so they took our shit and made it they shit, and you can't even do the shit that was our shit. That's some shit.
That's big shit. That's big time shit. And so, and that's where the game is at. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about hip hop music, and I listen to country, and they be like, country's the biggest genre or whatever, I hear mad lyrics. Like, it gotta be rap dudes in the back room writing they shit. Cause I hear like, how about corny, like watered down, like we in Saint-Tropez, and every legendary song you ever heard from Stevie Wonder, from whoever, they make their own version of it and they play it in the hotels, the clubs, the bars. And you nowadays, if you go on YouTube, to be honest with you, and you like slow jams, you hear the fake Boys to Men, the fake Luther, the fake, like, what the fuck is, why we can't hear the real fucking
It
rap?
got something to do with the streaming and all of that, the shit that we never had to worry
Yo, lately,
They on top of that shit to the max.
lately I've been like, you know, cause my shit is R&B and all that, so I go to a hotel, I throw on the YouTube, and I keep hearing the fake Joe, the fake Lionel Richie, like niggas is coming
Covers. There's somebody.
Covers. But how do they get the placement? How do they get the stream? The fake covers get the stream
It's
over the
something that
original.
they miss. It's something they leaving out in order to be, because you know how it go. If they left one symbol off of one snare is missing or something, that gives them the ability to do it.
I also never like very rare. I get it. A lot of artists, we've been robbed. I've been robbed. You know, I got robbed from my publishing when I was young. Guy pull up on me. He was like, yo, we Latino. We got to take care of each other. His name Jellybean Benitez. They supposedly discovered Madonna and all that. He gave me $50,000 and never gave me another dollar. He must have robbed me for 10, 20 million. I'm talking about, and Big Pun.
He deserved the torpedo back.
No, this guy needs more than a torpedo. But, you know, we never see him, but it's cool. But the man robbed me, right, from my publishing. So I get it. Everybody get robbed. You know, whoever you name, a Timberland, a Missy, or this. They always was in the kitchen cooking up. Scott Storch was cooking up, not getting the credit, right? So we all got robbed in one way or another, right? When the artists go now and do their own song over because they got robbed for their publishing or something like that, and they could own the master now, it never sound like the original.
Nah, you know that.
And we're so used to the original. And I don't care who you name. I listen to a bunch of artists like redo the song. Their voice don't sound the same.
Yeah, you older now.
You older now.
Your
Your shit don't sound the same. And you out here trying to recreate the magic. I say, keep performing, make your money. Don't fuck up the song. Because now they switch it out. So they'll take out the original that we love.
And put yours. But that's money.
When they put your shit in there, it's money for the artist, but the shit is whacker than the original.
Yeah.